First up today, it's Economic Award News. US economist David Card, seen here, winning the Olympic medal for nerds, the Nobel Peace Prize, won the prize for economics. Every year, Australia's Fair Work Commission considers whether to raise the minimum wage. And every year, business leaders warn them that it will cost jobs. David Card, along with Alan Kruger, won the Nerd Medal for reversing the perception that the minimum wage is a drain on society, and that businesses who survive solely on starving their workers for as little pay as possible, and let's be honest, often less, is in fact bullshit. I mean, I am paraphrasing here, but it's not far off what they got the award for. Before Card and Kruger came along, everybody knew that imposing or increasing the minimum wage would cost jobs. Employers wouldn't have the money to keep on as many staff. Of course, we knew it. We were told it by everybody all the time. It was gaslighting for poverty. In an influential article in 1994, later expanded into a book called Myth and Measurement: The New Economics of the Minimum Wage. The book is all about a wild time in the past when counterculture was the dominant culture, flannel ruled the land, and the slacker generation hadn't become aged and cynical and started owning all the businesses. 1992. In this year, the US state of New Jersey increased the minimum wage to be the highest in the US, and neighbouring state of Pennsylvania did not. And somehow, New Jersey remains the joke state of America. I mean, pick up your past game, Pennsylvania, or we will send a joke Terminator back in time with the sole mission of changing the official joke state of the US from Jersey to Pennsylvania. Get on it. Card and Kruger surveyed around 400 fast food outlets on either side of the state border. They wanted to see whether there was any difference in the changes in the numbers of workers employed by the cities that were near each other, but differed only in what they had done to the minimum wage, and found that restaurant employment in New Jersey increased, while it decreased in Pennsylvania. Weird that people were more keen to get better paying jobs, and that's so strange. It just makes no sense, you know what I mean? As someone in the arts, I am under the impression that people work for the experience and for the joy, not for financial restitution. Weird. I just don't understand it. Or at the very least, that's my lived experience. Like, please do come see my festival show. It will help a lot. However, it has taken until 2021 for the support for the minimum wage to spread to institutions like the International Monetary Fund and the OECD, describing Card and Kruger's paper as central to this change in view. And it's only taken nearly 30 years to get this acknowledgement and recognition that they deserve, which, on a scale of recognition to reward, is only beaten by former politicians who go into lobbying jobs for industries that they have no experience in, but have been taking kickbacks from for years. They get in there real fast. Card and Kruger's work has been cited in judgments by Australia's Fair Work Commission. So when you get a pay rise, you better raise a pizza slice from your work appreciation pizza to Card and Kruger. In another study, Card examined the impact of immigration on wages and employment of locals. He found it was tiny. I mean, I guess he hasn't been talking to Australian farmers, because if you ask them, the only people willing to do their shitty, hard, underpaid work were people forced to do it by a requirement of the visa extension. And, spoiler alert, those people aren't from here. Alan Kruger arguably made an even greater contribution to economics. His work ranged from an economics inequality and rock and roll music to terrorism, so quite the spectrum. He wrote that in contrast to the assumption that terrorists come from impoverished, uneducated environments, terrorists often come from middle-class, college-educated backgrounds, which is fascinating, but my guy, come on. As if the Liberals need more excuses to raise the cost of doing a degree. Maybe cut back on this study a little bit, eh?